All right, happy November, first Monday. Starting today, actually, we are adding an additional 5 minutes at the end of our asana practice for all of our weekly classes. So that for those of you who would like to stay for a silent sitting meditation, you can take part of that at the end. I wanted to share an article I found from Yoga International about the power of community meditation. And this is written by Catherine Ramati. There are studies that prove the existence of a ripple effect of peace in the surrounding environment when a group meditates together. According to the unified field superstring theory in physics, waves of vibration flow from everything in the universe, affecting the collective group. That field. Cellular that consciousness can change the world around us by an interesting experiment tested a theory the mind in Merseyside, England. A number that exceeded 1% of the population meditated together every day from 1988 to 1990. And the crime rate dropped so much that the Merseyside went from third highest to the lowest ranked city in England during the time. Meanwhile, the control town of non-meditators held a steady crime rate. Meditation was the only factor in the study that could account for the change, as the scientists calculated that police practices, economics, and demographics remain the same throughout the study. If you're part of a group coming together for the intention of supporting, whether it be a religious group, a group of friends, celebrate life, event for a loved one, you know that with a single focus. And as we are nourishing ourselves through a physical practice, remember that in the 8 limbs of yoga, it develops into meditation practice as well. Find a full seat as we begin. You might like to close your eyes as you let your body be still. Become more aware of it. Paying more attention to any sensations, the way that your body is breathing, as well as your state of mind and heart. Perhaps even asking in this hour of self-care. Knowing that which we call ourselves, we can emanate from us and share with others. Allow a deeper breath in and just follow in your mind's eye its route in your body. Feel the exhalation release completely. So we're going to begin a pranayama or breath technique called Samavriti Pranayama, and it means box breathing. Simple technique that you can do anytime that you feel stress, anxiety, worry, to help calm your nervous system, steady your mind. I'll count backwards from 4, then up Hold the breath for 4, making sure to keep the body relaxed. And then we'll exhale for 4 and hold the breath out for 4. Let's begin. That you're sitting tall, the shoulders are relaxed, perhaps hands on your lap, maybe thumb and first finger touch. And it helps perhaps to close the eyes. Exhale this breath completely. Then inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing for a moment to just notice the effect of the breathing technique. So let's use another breathing practice that will take our movements, helping us to warm up while steadying the mind and nervous system. Ujjayi pranayama, or victorious breathing. So now as you close your lips, slow your breath out to your nose while gently constricting the back of your throat to create a soft whisper into and track the quality of your breathing. Balanced, easy, and steady. Feel your breath fill up your lungs and your belly. And if you're sitting cross-legged, let's change the cross of the leg forward or on top. And circle your left hand behind you on the floor. I'm mirroring you here. Raise your right arm up. Press down through the left and right sides of your pelvis. And take a deep breath as you lift your spine tall. Relax the shoulders down. Now, just at your waistline, begin to turn the page to your left side. Lowering the back of your right hand, perhaps on the outside of your left thigh. If that feels too far and it rounds your shoulder, just place your hand where you can reach without losing integrity in your posture. As you breathe in, keep rooting down through your pelvis, feeling a lift up through your spine and crown. And as you breathe out, gently hollow your belly and continue to turn your rib cage, perhaps deeper into the twist. You might explore how it feels to look over your left shoulder, twisting into the cervical spine too. Feel the weight of your right sitting bone as you turn left. Fill up with one more breath. And breathing out, gently unwind. Right to the other side, back choke your right hand to the floor behind your pelvis. Raise your left arm, sit a little taller as you inhale. Then at your waist, begin to twist to your right, lowering the back of your left hand against the outside of your right thigh or onto your lap, where you can still draw your shoulders slightly behind your ears and down your back. If it feels okay on your neck, you might look over your right shoulder. Spinal twists physically aid in releasing tension along the back. And as you deepen the twist, also releasing toxins from the body and promoting digestive flow. As you breathe out, unwind your spine. And let's come down to all fours, hands and knees. So set up your fingertips on the ground. Hollow the center of your palms off the floor like you're holding cupcakes with your hands with really tall icing. So really feel this rebound effect of rooting through your fingertips and lifting up through the center of your palms. Knees under hips, wrists slightly ahead of shoulders. We're gonna practice cat-cow like this in an effort of strengthening the muscles around our wrists. So as you breathe in, glide your spine forward, coiling your chest up by rolling the shoulders down as you look up. Cow pose. And as you exhale, contract your belly. If you want a little more oomph in this lower back stretch, tuck your toes too, rounding your spine. Cat pose. Keep going a few more times. Inhale, glide forward, then contract right under your shoulder blades to lift the chest. Exhale, hollow your belly as you look down, spreading your shoulder blades apart, tuck the tailbone under. Go for about 3 more cycles of cat-cow pose or Virasana. Feel that you're still high on your fingertips. Firming the muscles around your wrists, like at your forearms and hands. On your next exhale, tuck your toes. You could either flatten your palms or keep the spider fingers as you lift your pelvis into downward dog. Now you might find that downward dog with spider fingers can feel kind of rigorous. And if that's not what you're looking for right now, just flatten the palms. Allow a moment if you'd like to shift around, like pedaling your feet in place, to warm up the backs of your legs, softly moving your head to release any tension along your neck. Let your triceps or outer upper arms rotate towards the floor so you can broaden space across the tops of your shoulder blades. And then let's hold still for about 3 breaths. Feel free to bend your knees as much as you might need to truly elongate the front and back of your spine as you relax your head down. Steady your gaze on the ground towards your feet. Lift your hips high from the fronts of your thigh bones back and shift your weight down the backs of your legs through your heels. 1 more deep breath. And as you breathe out, lower onto your knees again. Let's prepare for another spinal twist. Thread the needle. Set your right hand flat on the ground. Inhale, raise your left arm, opening your chest. Exhale, thread your left arm on the floor with a palm face up under your right bent elbow. And as you rest your left head all the way down, if you need support, like a block or a pillow, place that under your head. Feel that your 2 hips are leveled, not one reaching towards the front of your mat more than the other. So that the twist is mostly occurring just beneath your lowest ribs. You're rotating your rib cage in isolation. And as you breathe out, press up to all fours, ready to switch sides. Inhale, raise your right arm. Exhale, thread it underneath your left bent elbow with the right palm face up. Rest the right side of your head all the way down, perhaps on a prop. Level out your 2 hips. And as you breathe out, allow your rib cage to turn. On your next exhale, press up to hands and knees again. And this time, step 1 foot forward so that we can pivot to parallel the feet in a wide stance facing the wide width of your mat. A wide-legged forward fold. And with feet parallel, bend your knees
and reach your hands behind your lower back to clasp or grab a strap to hold between the hands. Shifting a little more weight towards the balls of your feet, inhale, lift your chest to rise halfway. Bend your elbows slightly and close together. Exhale, hinge from your hips and completely drop your skull. Stay a few breaths here in this Prajvarita Padottanasana. And if it helps to release tension from your neck, shake and nod your head softly a few times. And now as you're lifting your arms forward, away from your lower back, feel your collarbones broaden. Add lifting your shoulder bones upward towards the sky away from your neck, creating space in your cervical spine. Now lower your fingertips onto the earth in front of you and pivot to face one foot, doesn't matter which right now. Coming into a lunge, set the back knee down, untuck the toes, and then make sure your legs are hips distance apart. Your front knee is bent directly over the heel. Press your hands onto your thigh and begin to lift the frontal hip bones towards the bottom of your front ribs. Let your tailbone anchor down rather than tilting far behind you. Square your forward. See if you might even lean your torso away. Reach your arms behind you to interlace again. Gliding the knuckles of your interlaced fingers down the back of your back leg, down your hamstring as you coil your chest up into a heart-opening back bend. Fill up with one more breath. And as you exhale, carefully lower your fingertips to frame your front leg. Tuck your back toes, lift the knee, and return to the wide-legged forward fold. Pivoting your feet parallel, just to transition onto your pivot to face the opposite foot into a lunge and lower your back knee. Untuck your back toes and separate your legs hips distance. Bending your front knee just over the heel, firm your front foot into the ground and press both hands onto the top of your front thigh. Lift the front of your pelvis, square your hips to face forward, and feel stability by rooting downward through both legs. Let your tailbone anchor downward. Perhaps lean your torso back slightly if that's available. And as you lift your back ribs, soften your shoulder blades down them. You might add, if your balance feels stable here, interlacing your fingers again behind your back and tracing the knuckles of your fingers down your back thigh as you coil your chest further up. Take another deep breath as you lift the center of your chest. And with an exhale, lower your fingertips to frame your front foot. And this time, step your back foot forward to meet it. Forward fold. Parallel your feet hips width apart. From down to your legs, inhale, circle your arms to rise with palms touching overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down your midline and down by your sides. Mountain pose. So make sure you're standing at the top of your mat with feet parallel here. Let's begin to flow continuously through 2 rounds of Sun Salutation A, energizing your body in a meditative flow. Breathe in as you sweep your arms overhead, watching your palms touch. Breathe out as you hinge forward, perhaps bending the knees. Press your fingertips on the ground of your legs. Inhale, lift your spine halfway, gaze forward. Plant your hands in the ground, step to plank, or lightly float through Chaturanga if you're ready for it, to lower all the way halfway down. Breathe into Cobra or upward facing dog, firming down through the tops of your feet. Breathe out, lift your hips back into downward facing dog, holding still for 3 to 5 breaths. When you're ready to move on, bend your knees, look past your hands, exhale completely, and with your breath held out, walk or lightly jump to the front of your mat. Then inhale, lift your chest to lengthen halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise up, gaze as your palms touch. Exhale, back to mountain pose. One more, Surya Namaskar. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Step or lightly float into Chaturanga Dandasana, using Cobra or upward facing dog as you breathe in. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Still body, steady gaze for 3 to 5 breaths. When you feel ready, look forward. On empty breath, land at the top. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, palms touch. Exhale, down your center. 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar B. Let's bring the feet to touch, preparing for a full chair pose. On an inhale, bend your knees to touch. Sink your weight towards your heels, arms up in chair. Then exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Step or float back, continue into your vinyasa. Steady breath. When you arrive in downward dog, keep your hips leveled as you inhale to raise your right leg behind you. Exhale, softly land the foot inside of your hand and spin the back heel down, facing forward. Inhale, rise to warrior one. With an exhale, lower from plank into your vinyasa, continuing into downward facing dog. Arriving in downward dog, inhale, raise your left leg. Exhale, set the foot inside of your left hand, spin your right heel down. Facing forward, inhale, rise into warrior one. Then exhale, lower to flow into your vinyasa. When you arrive in downward dog, let's hold still with a steady gaze for 3 to 5 breaths. Using these moments of stillness within a posture to cultivate one pointed focus. As concentration is a preliminary stage for meditation. Let's wrap up this round. Bend your knees, look forward. On emptied breath, lightly land at the top. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale to fold. Bend your knees together. Inhale, sit low in chair. Exhale, root down to rise. Last time, same sequence. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or float into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Bhujangasana or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, raise your right leg. Exhale, step it forward, heel down. Inhale, rise to Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale to lower into your vinyasa, flowing at your pace of breath. Side two, when you're ready, inhale, raise your left leg. Exhale, step it forward, back heel down. Inhale, rise, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, lower into your vinyasa. Arriving in downward facing, 3 to 5 breaths. Still and steady. Now let's add a spinal twist here in downward facing dog. Separate your feet apart wider than hips distance, perhaps as wide as the edges of your mat. Then walk your feet forward a few more inches, almost a foot towards your hands, so that you could lift your right hand off the floor and catch hold of your outer left calf or ankle with it. Grounding your right heel to try to keep your 2 hips leveled, twist at your waist and look under your left armpit towards the sky. And relax your neck, drop your head, keep twisting, a few more breaths. On your next exhale, lower your right hand in front of you and switch sides. Use your left hand to catch hold of your outer right calf or ankle. And as you ground your left heel to help balance your 2 hips, twist at your waist, look under your right armpit towards the sky, and drop your head, relax your neck. And set your left hand down in front. Walk or float your feet together, top of your mat to touch. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Finishing our Surya Namaskar B, exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose, Utkatasana. And exhale to rise. So if you like to use blocks for triangle pose, take them with you, or for pyramid pose. And come to stand at the center of your mat. As you open your arms, step or jump your feet as wide apart as your hands. We're going to start in Warrior 2, so you want a wide stance. Place your blocks behind your calves. And from your hips, I'm mirroring you, rotate your legs, pivot your feet so that your left foot becomes the front. Right leg slightly turns in. Line up your left heel to intersect the arch of your right foot. And as you bend your left knee directly above your left heel, wrap your left sitting bone down under your body as you firm the top of your right thigh bone behind you towards the wide width of your mat. Open your arms, feel your spine centered and upright between your feet, between your hands, and then relax your shoulders and steady your gaze. Bring your attention to the subtle movement and sound of your breathing. As you continue to spread your toes and firm down through your feet, straighten your left leg to prepare for triangle pose. You might like to shorten your stance 2 or 3 inches to help balance. Engage your left quadricep and slide your pelvis sideways towards your rear leg, reaching your left hand horizontally forward as far as you can before lowering it onto your leg or just to the left of it, maybe on a block. Firming arm and leg against each other. Now mind the space between your left armpit and left hip. Continue to rotate your left sitting bone under and draw your left hip crease back towards your outer right heel, so as not to shorten the left side of your torso. Feel the sides of your neck even as you raise your right arm high. See if you could lighten the weight of your left fingertips. Bending your chest slightly to face the sky. If it feels okay on your neck, steady your gaze up past your right thumb. Utthita Trikonasana. Firming down through both of your feet. Inhale to rise all the way up. Now pivot foot to face the front foot, stepping it in to shorten the stance as we prepare for pyramid pose. So you'll want to have your feet about hips width apart here. Both soles of your feet entirely on the ground. Left leg is still the front leg. Hips squared, legs straight. Bring your arms behind your back to open your chest. Fist to fist, holding opposite elbows, or hands in reverse prayer, fingertips pointing up, sliding up between the shoulder blades. And as you spread your toes and firm down to your feet, engage the front muscles of both thighs. Lift your chest and engage your belly. Then inhale, look up and shoulders down. Exhale, hinge a little bit forward, keeping your hips leveled. Pause as you breathe in to re-lengthen your spine. Find stability through your legs and belly. Folding as you breathe out. Find the range of the forward fold. It allows you to breathe fully, opening your throat and lengthening your spine. Pyramid pose or Parsvottanasana. We're going to add a twist here, revolve triangle. So lower your fingertips to frame your front ankle. And if you need, grab your blocks, one for each hand. As you ground both heels and continue to lengthen the spine, now parallel to the floor, take your right thumb and hook the outer crease, your left thumb, as I'm mirroring you, and hook the outer crease of your left hip back. Ground through both feet and begin to turn your chest to your left side. Now, if you want a deeper twist or more challenging, you place your right hand on the pinky toe side. Raise your left arm towards the sky, and as you twist, feel how you're beginning to stack your two wrists and shoulders in one line. Maybe looking up past your left thumb. Parita Trikonasana, revolved triangle pose. Take one more deep breath here and lower your two hands to frame your front leg. Bring your hands to your hips, engage the fronts of your thighs and belly, then lead with your chest and inhale to rise. Find that wide stance again, paralleling your feet to face the wide width of your mat. Then rotate your thighs, pivot your feet to face your right foot, now your front leg. Align your right heel to intersect the arch of your left foot and bend your right knee to stack directly above the heel, wrapping the sitting bone down underneath your body as you firm the top of your left thigh bone behind you towards the wide width of your mat. Reopen your arms and relax your shoulders. Lengthen your spine And steady your gaze just past your right hand. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Notice the quality of your breathing here. As you firm down with toes spread, straighten your front leg, perhaps shorten your stance 2 to 3 inches for triangle pose. Slide your hips sideways towards your rear leg, reaching your right hand forward as far as you can before lowering it onto your leg or just to the right of it, pressing arm and leg against each other. As you raise the left arm, see if you can lighten the weight of your right fingertips, drawing both hips towards your back heel and rotating the middle of your chest towards the sky. Steady your gaze. Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. And firming down through both of your feet, inhale to rise up. Step your back foot towards your front foot, just a foot, and separate your feet hips width as you turn both hips to face your front leg. Legs straight, bring your arms behind you to prepare for pyramid pose. Either press fist to fist, or catch hold of the opposite elbow on top, or hands in reverse prayer. From down to your feet, energize your legs, your belly, and breathe in, broaden and lift your chest. Exhale, hinge a little bit forward from your hips, pausing as you inhale to find more length throughout your spine and stability through your legs and feet. Taking your time on your own, explore the range of your pyramid pose or Parsvottanasana. As you firm your legs and belly, inhale, lift your spine parallel to the floor. Bring your right thumb to hook the right hip crease back and lower your left hand. Now, either inside of your front leg or to the outside if you want more challenge in balancing and a deeper twist. Root down through both of your feet, especially your back heel, and continue to lengthen your spine forward as you breathe in. Twist across your waistline to your right side as you breathe out and raise your right arm towards the sky. Finding the depth of your twist for a few more breaths. Feel how your two wrists and shoulders begin to stack in one line as you level out your two hips. Notice the length in your neck as you soften your shoulder blades back. Parita Trikonasana, revolved triangle pose. Now look down at your front foot and lower your hands to frame it. Let's this time step up to meet that foot. Both feet together. Bring your hands to your hips. Bend your knees if needed to find the fullest length of your spine. And as you inhale, lead with your chest to slowly rise. So let's practice a standing balancing posture called hand to big toe pose. If your hamstring is feeling a bit tight, you might want to grab a strap and loop the ball of your left foot into the strap. We'll start with that. Or you could keep your left knee bent and you'll hold the knee like this instead. Got a lot of options. So place your right hand on your right hip. Start a mountain pose with your feet together. Spread your toes and root down. Energize your legs and belly and steady your gaze. Now, whether you're holding a strap and you're bending the left knee to rise, or you're catching hold of the knee, level out your hips and feel your center contain. Draw your navel in and up. With steady breath and steady eyes, if you're opting to straighten your left leg and clasp the big toe, use your peace fingers. Keep flexing your left foot as you extend the leg. Draw your left shoulder back and down so your two shoulders are balanced over your two hips. Then turn out your left leg and slowly begin to open it, counterbalance with your right arm opening to its side. Level out your two hips. Feel the ground that you're pressing against to find lift all the way up to your crown. If you want more challenge in balancing, look over your right fingertips. Uttita Hasta Parangushtasana, hand to big toe pose. Slowly bring your left leg in front of you. Switch hands holding the outer foot or the knee or the strap. The knee could be bent. Use your left thumb to hook the crease. Press and taller, and then begin to turn your rib cage. As your hips still face forward, maybe reaching your left hand behind you, perhaps looking towards it. Parita Uttita Hasta Parangushtasana. Revolved hand to big toe pose. As you continue to rebalance the sound of your inhales and exhales, notice the effect in your mind. If you're gazing behind you, gaze forward, turning your head slowly. Bring your hands to your hips, take another breath, and set your left foot down. And you might want to give your right toes or your right foot a little movement, a rotation at the ankle. So if you're going to use the strap, grab it and step the ball of your right foot into it. Left hand on left hip. Start in mountain pose. From into the ground, energize up. Steady breath, steady the eyes. As you shift your weight onto your left foot, you're either holding the strap as you raise your right bent knee, or you're catching hold of the outer knee. Allow a moment to level your hips. Feel your center awaken. Now, if you're going to clasp the big toe, bring your arm inside of your leg. Continue to flip your foot either way as you straighten the leg. Draw the right shoulder. Feel your spine upright. More important than completely straightening your leg. Then turn out your right leg and slowly open it as you open your left arm too. Feel the earth that you're pressing against. Feel the rebound up through your whole body. And if you'd like to challenge your balance some more, you could look over your left fingers. And looking forward, bring your right leg forward. You could bend the knee and catch hold of it with your left hand or catch hold of your outer foot or strap. Use the right thumb, hook the crease of your right hip down, press into the ground, stand a little taller as you inhale. Twist as you exhale. So if you're finding it challenging to balance while straightening your lifted leg, then don't straighten your lifted leg. You can keep the knee bent. When that leg is closer to your body or towards your center, it makes it easier to balance. Perhaps you're looking over your right shoulder. Feel your breath. Slowly turn your gaze forward if you're looking behind you. Bring your hands to your hips for one breath here and step it down. You might give your left foot some movement. Let's bring the feet together. Come back to the top of your mat. Bend your knees, come into chair pose, and then very slowly lower your pelvis onto the ground. So we're coming into double pigeon, or crossing one leg over or on top, a hip opener. So if double pigeon, flex your right foot as you cross it over the left flex foot. So your ankles and your knees stack. The toes sort of protrude out to the sides and the shins are parallel. And if you find that your right thigh is lifting uncomfortably away from the ground, you could put a block or blanket underneath to support it. If this is not an option, you could cross your legs with your right leg on top. Ground your two sitting bones and then lift your spine, relax your shoulders, breathe in. And exhale, begin to fold, walking your hands forward. As you're bowing, honor the full length of your spine. No need to close the chin to the throat or around the shoulders. And leading with your chest, breathe in to slowly bring your hands closer to you. Let's straighten the legs for a moment. And if you've been flexing your feet, you might want to point your toes for a few breaths. Then either cross the left leg forward or on top of the right, or stack your ankles with the left foot on top. Flex both feet for double pigeon. Ground your sitting bones, lift your spine, open chest, open throat, begin to fold. On your next breath in, lead with your chest and walk your hands towards you as you rise. And once again, straighten your legs, perhaps point your toes or roll out your feet. So preparing for bridge pose, a couple of rounds, and perhaps Urdhva Dhanurasana for the second round, grab a block if you have one and use the skinniest width to hug firmly between your thighs. Separating your feet as wide apart as your thighs, see that your feet are parallel. Then extending your arms forward with palms up, draw in your lower belly and take your time to slowly lower onto your back. So we just check in with our core stability. And once you're on your back, slide your feet back, arms down by your sides, until you could almost touch your heels with your fingertips, but not quite, just almost. Now, starting in bridge pose. Keep your arms close to your sides, ground the backs of your shoulders, and tilt your chin slightly away from your chest to open your throat. From down to your feet, and inhale, lift your pelvis, Without moving your feet, imagine you're dragging them back towards your glutes to activate your hamstrings and gently your glutes, while you stretch the fronts of your thighs forward, hugging the block. Keep your thighs parallel. We're here for your count of 5 to 10 breaths. Slide your upper arms closer together under your back ribs. And as you keep your arms straight without bending the elbows apart, if your hands meet, you might choose to interlace your fingers. Root down with the outsides of your upper arms and continue to tilt your chin back as you broaden your chest. Feel the fullness of your breaths here in Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. When you decide to come down, use an exhalation and slowly lower one vertebra at a time so the tailbone releases last. Try not to hug your knees in until after we twist after the second round. So either choose bridge pose again to practice on your own, restorative bridge using the block to support under your sacrum like this, or keep the block between your thighs for a little more heat in upward facing bow. Same setup with the legs, but plant your hands alongside your ears with your fingertips slightly turned out as they point towards your shoulders. Keep your arms parallel just like your legs are, and then bring the top of your head to the floor. Slide the shoulder blades further down your back. Press down through your feet and your hands to lift your head off the floor. And as long as you don't feel any strain in your lower back, you can take it this far. Otherwise, go to the point that your body guides you to. You'll want to do the same inner action of dragging the heels back energetically while stretching the tailbone forward, hugging the block between your thighs. Upward facing bow, or Urdhva Dhanurasana. When you decide to come out of it, if from upward bow, lower the top of your head first. Then tuck your chin towards your chest, and slowly lower one vertebra at a time. So once you've completely lowered your spine and pelvis, put the block aside and open your arms wide. Drop both knees to the right, both knees to the left. Take a gentle moving twist for a few breaths. Just to help to loosen your lower back, as it might feel stiff after back bending. Massaging it out, massaging your glutes from the contraction. And now let's prepare to hold a spinal twist. If you'd like a deeper version, you could cross your right leg over your left. If not so deep, just keep your knees together uncrossed. Scoot your pelvis a little closer to the right edge of your mat. Keep your right shoulder grounded as you turn your head towards it and drop your knees to your left. Holding the twist. Allow your right outer hip to slightly roll forward. A gentle tilt that's away from your torso and towards your feet to provide traction for your lower spine. On your next breath out, ease back to center, uncross your legs. If they were crossed, switch left leg on top. Then scoot your pelvis a little closer to the left edge of your mat. Ground your left shoulder as you turn your gaze towards it. And slowly drop both knees to your right. And here, softly roll your left outer hip forward towards your feet to help traction your lower spine. Coming back to center, uncross your legs, perhaps give your knees a hug, perhaps take a happy baby. Take a deep inhale through your nose, fill up your lungs, fill up your belly, and with a loud sound, or not so loud, just a sound, exhale to your mouth. Couple more times. Perhaps even a lion's breath where you open the mouth wide and stick out your tongue, cross your eyes, eyes wide open too. And from here, let's set up for Shavasana. Splay your legs apart, let your feet just flop naturally. Turn your palms up slightly away from your sides. Soften your shoulders down and away from your neck. Feel symmetry between the left and right sides of your body. Close your eyes and soften into your natural rhythm of breath as you stay aware of whatever arises. Let your body remain still and relaxed. Before entering the optional 5 minutes for meditation, here are some ideas if meditating is new for you, or maybe you'd like to try something different than what you've been doing. Mindfulness meditation can be using the breath its natural flow, its feeling of coming in, coming out, as a focal point of your attention. Knowing that the mind's tendency is to stray into the past, into the future, we know that the breath is what's always here in the present. So then you redirect your attention back to the feeling of your breath each time you notice your attention wander. That's one option. In the sutras, an option is to meditate on the supreme, ever blissful light within. Divine light that's beyond all anxieties, fear, and worry. You might visualize a brilliant globe in your heart representing your divine consciousness, or imagine your heart to contain a beautiful glowing lotus. That might be your point of focus. Or anything that's elevating for you, the feeling of gratitude, the feeling of peace, quality that you choose to cultivate. So now begin to move your body gently, easing out of Shavasana, perhaps drawing your knees again into your chest, and maybe turning over to your right side, where you could slowly press the ground and lift your body upright. Allow a posture that enables your attention to be alert, to be present, your breath to flow naturally, and your body to feel calm. You might like to bring your thumb and first finger to touch, as that can help for concentration. So if you're staying for 5 minutes of sitting in silent meditation, I'm going to set the timer now.
Softly join your palms to meet at your heart as you bow in to close. Bring this inner space you've nurtured through your physical and mental and spiritual practice with you as you go. Let's close chanting one Om. Take a deep breath. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.